Good evening, guys, gals, and non-binary gingerbread pals. Welcome to Social Distancing Theatre. I'm your friendly neighborhood Shakespeare, and I am the founder of the Social Distancing Players. The Social Distancing Players is a project that was started at the beginning of the Coronapalooza, where it was thought that it would be a good idea to do live theatre for reals. And sorry, I just had myself from 40 seconds ago in my ear because I'm a very good professional here. But we thought it would be good to keep live theatre alive and to keep it going for all of you at home and for all of us in the Renaissance Festival and theatre world. And so that's what we've been doing. Tonight is a very special presentation of Dan Wenzel's Six Lovers in Florence. And if you'd like to support the show, please click on the link that is going to be in the comments throughout the night. We are raising money tonight for Feeding America on this Veterans Day. And if you are a veteran, thank you for serving. If you're an active duty member, thank you for continuing to serve. Far too many people right now are affected adversely by the economic crisis that is a consequence of the pandemic. And our hope is for this Thanksgiving, no one goes hungry. So please give generously if you can. Share this out and also just watch and enjoy the show. We're going to have an amazing and fun performance for you tonight with entertainers from literally all over the world. From all throughout our Renaissance Festival community and also from the theatre world and just friends from everywhere. Friends that we've made because of this coronapocalypse, where we get to do Zoom shows. Zoom shows where you don't have to dress beyond from the waist up. I mean, like, look, I'm wearing running shorts right now, so that's a thing. I'm not even wearing socks. It's cool. It's fine. You didn't need to know that, but now you do. And you probably feel a little bit better for it. But let's get this party started. First, let us introduce our author, Mr. Dan Wenzel. He is the person who has written this amazing show. Dan, welcome. Thank you for joining us tonight here live. And I hope we do your work justice.
Thank you.
Playing the part of the Duke, we have a perennial favorite of both the Zenith players who share resources with me, and thank you to the Zenith players, but also in my shows as well, Mr. Steve Anderson. Playing the part of Frederico, we have none other than Mr. Robbie Taylor, Esquire. That was a silent Lando Calrissian laugh, and I liked it. Playing the part of Benvolio, a gentleman of Verona, we have Mr. Andrew Gallows. Playing the part of Lucio, coming all the way from Amsterdam, Shakira Cyril, where it is already tomorrow. There's an amazing background, I love it. Playing the part of Marcus, an Englishman, father to Elena, we have Carl Canella II coming to us from Connecticut, the great state. Playing Reggio, a merchant who is in love with Florena, we have Claire Bohanec, who is also the artistic director of the Zenith Players. Go check them out, zenithplayers.com and facebook.com/zenithplayers. Click on the highly attractive donation button after you donate to Feeding America. Playing the part of Tranio, a servant to Frederico, we have Jasmine Lelani Kyle. Playing Merriweather, a fool, Maisha Eleni. Essaying the role of Corbio, a moneylender, we have TJ Reisner, also working as our technical director for this evening. He's making sure the Zoom doesn't crash. Playing Rosaline, a noblewoman of Verona, Jill Wenzel. Educator, reader of books, actor. Playing the part of Florena, who is in love with Lucio, we have Shannon Maria Brower. And she's blowing kisses, because that's how we make this work on Zoom. Elena, who is in love with Lucio, is being played by Adriana Catherine Neefus. And Nell, servant to Rosaline, Aileen Goldberg. She is Goldberg, the goalie. Mighty Ducks, what? What do you want from me? So, friends, hang out with us in the comments for this show. Let us know if you love it. And interact with us there, because this is still live performance, and we're going to have a great time. But now let us begin Six Lovers in Florence. Some few good men have asked of me the why this new play out of time should daunt your eye, or mark your ears with words unused and old. Yet stay a while, and I shall be so bold to say that though this work is poor and weak, and may not hold such pathos as you seek, and better works than this play do abound, and better men to write it may be found than our scribbler, yet one point is clear. Despite all this, my friends, you still are here. Within these walls you paid your coin, or will pay your coin, to be, and here you stay till hours 2 or 3 have passed, to let this meagre play transpire. Now no man on this stage hath no desire that you should leave with poison on your tongue, or breathe a cloud of venom from your lung, on this, which all our stars are fixed upon. Thus, all that bile breathed as cloaks are donned, and to the streets you gentles make your way, comes but from you, and is not of this play. And so, afore this bitter wind may blow, bethink you lighter hearts, make time less slow. Thus, train your lips to follow laughter's swell, and if some line or 10 be writ not well, with words unsuited for intended time, and most improper use of metered rhyme, I pray you, do not let your hearts be spoiled, and whine like years-old hinges never oiled. For, if it is your joy to criticize, this play holds flaws enough you may despise. But if you came here seeking some delight, there's much to find if you but look aright. Act 1, Scene 1. Enter Tranio and Corbio.
Good gentle, stand witness in the garb of sour-faced woman. See malice brought forth, for here biting at mine heels be one with wealth enough to make Midas sigh most greenly. Her coffers and chests are so full there is no closing them. She needeth 6 men behind her but to carry her purse. And yet though her very farthingales be lined with gold, this woman would have still more, and to have that more, she will take the very bread from my mouth. Corbio, for mercy's sake, leave this pauper with what might he hath.
What little thou hast is by right mine. I lent thee that money, though why I should so ignore better judgment I know not.
Thou didst then act with better wisdom than now. That coin was well spent.
Well spent! Villain, hadst thou but been thriftful and industrious, that money might have made itself o'er 100 times.
Marry 100 times, and yet the pleasures I might have gotten 10,000 times less. And the staring at the ledger might have turned my eyesight 3,000 times worse. As it is, I am twice as fat, 3 times as happy, and the ladies at the Griffin love my voice 5 times as much as before. And I put any banker to shame with the wisdom of my investments.
This rogue might convince an archangel to spend a day at the courtesan's house.
Thou wretch, thy pleasure gives no joy unto me. No joy may I have, save my coin, which I love better than all else. It is as dear to me as my kin, and I shall not stand to see my cousins so held captive to your lusts. Be it not paid speedily, I shall find what glee I might in the music of thy moans from the debtor's jail. I will have my coins.
Sir, stand and listen a moment.
What say you, sir? I know you not.
Nor shouldst thou. I am a stranger in this noble city, and the road from Mantua being lonely and long, I grow tired of mine own company. Now, this fellow here hath wit enough to prove that Samson was bald from birth, and such company pleaseth me. If she will agree to accompany me, and to give me good report to all those who I should chance to meet, then her debt shall be mine. Yea, and whatever cost might as well satisfy her pleasures. What sayest thou, man? Are we agreed?
Now here's the thing. All my life, I could not learn no thing so well as I have the art of good living. And yet to live well for a time, one must live poorly for a greater time and accept such poor wages as will make life good. And yet here is a gentleman will make good living my life's work. Could but any a fool reply in the contrary? Well then, sir, if ye be not the devil come to barter for my soul, then I will accept you as my master. If ye be, at 600 coins 'tis debt, and we are likewise agreed.
No devil, and therefore, good merchant, what price to free her from thy jail?
I mislike this new warden. Yet, if 200 ducats do cross my palm, I will turn over the keys to any jackknave.
For one such as I, thou mayest with as much pain ask for 3 drops of sweat. Take this, good officer, thy warrant be expired.
I thank you for your pains, sir, and know ye well you have the worser of the bargain. Such a servant is a labor I should not bear.
Indeed, thou hast not the hips to deliver one so stout as I.
No more, save thy wit for this happy fool.
Fool am I? May such a knave speak so of me? I dare say a swift blow will decide which of us two shall be thought the fool.
Soft, my new master, a man be not made a fool when a fool saith so. Leave off and let us go and make good of your new investment.
And that is thee. Well then, madam, thou claimst to know good living well. Give me some assurance of thy mastery.
All your assurance shall come from the brewer's lips at the boar's head. Come, sir.
I am satisfied, madam, that thou art the greatest drunkard, the most merry companion I am like to meet. Yet, dost thou offer me food and spirits? I might find the same in any city without thy company.
I see my new master must needs have new sport to occupy him. Well, sir, there is a truth known to rascals the world over, and when one wishes some sport in the city of Venice, he must only stand still for an hour's pace, and along the street shall some form of entertainment pass him by. In Rome, he must wait half that time, and half again in Pisa. However, here, sir, we are in Florence, and by the dial, we are overdue. Look ye hereupon, if this be not some new babble of thy senses, I am mistook.
Enter the Duke, Lucio, Reggio, Marcus, Elena, Florena, and Merryweather.
My good friend Lucio, thou art once more welcome unto my fair city from your travels in England. How didst thou find the land?
Sir, who knows not where to find England? 'Tis to the north and across the river.
Merry fellow, thou meanst the Channel.
No, sir, I do not. Why should a man wish to enter a tomb to find St. George's people?
That is a charnel, rogue, not a channel.
Rogue, and yet you be the one who have entered the flesh house to gaze upon the white cliffs.
Merryweather, find thee some other target than my friend Lucio.
But, sir, he weareth the mark so largely. When I shoot, I never miss.
Now, Lucio, what of thy journeys?
My lord, my travels were long, and at thy leisure I shall make known all manner of my adventures. But for now, I have some business that may brook no longer a stay. While abroad in that country, the rain fell in horrid constancy. This loathsome dampness caused mine horse to stumble. I was so wickedly dashed to the ground that 'twere a wonder I may stand before thee now. Thus near death should I have remained, had this gentleman not come across my sorry state. With manner like a mother, he pulled me from my half-grave and brought me into his own house. And while, in sooth, my very life is his gift, he would have no recompense of me but to share my hospitality here in Florence. I beg you then, sir, give unto him your warmest welcome, as though you were addressing mine own father, for such is he to me.
Well met indeed, good sir. My friend Lucio hath given me good report. But his play be short of a title, methinks. How mayst we call thee?
By the mean name of Marcus, if you will have it so. I bring with me a daughter, modest as a novice, and though she be fain remain out of the light, lest her shadow offend your grace, I would that you come to know her. She is called Elena.
Sweet lady, thou art most welcome. All that thou wouldst have of me, merely speak, and I shall make it so.
Your lordship does me too great an honour.
Nay, good lady, there be naught too great for such a beauty as thee.
Woe and foul fortune.
Sweet Florina, what cause for this outcry?
Your pardon, good lord. A biting fly flew close unto me and settled in the orbs of mine eyes.
Think Reggio ought to take a look, eh?
Aye.
After all, thine crystals are red and streaking water.
Aye, but for that supposed gnat, I'll wager.
Most monstrous creature to offend thy visage so.
Speak not
Speak-
foul of the poor creature. Like enough, he was out of his humours, and bethought himself a moth. And so thinking, he flew unto the bright flame of her orbs.
Good Reggio, thou art ever kind and like a brother to me.
Aye, but 'tis with no brother's eye he gazeth.
Well, good friends, let us retire to my hall, where we may discuss further, without the company of such horrid stinging insects.
Exeunt all but Tranio and Frederico.
Good Tranio, well did fate choose this adventure for us.
Good master, I cry perplexion.
Then thou couldst not spy a lion were it covered with but a sheet of gossamer. Come, tell me what thou hast spied.
First, his lordship the Duke.
Aye, and let us begin. Steal from him his mask of pleasantries, and how wouldst thou describe him?
Melancholic?
Aye, then thou didst see as I did. The cause then is but too plain. He hath no love.
That his lordship is a bachelor is a fact well known. But what venture can thus be found?
Good Tranio, thou and I are so well suited to the life of a bachelor, methinks we oft forget that there be those not cut from our cloth. Now, speak true. Wilt thou e'er use thy fine wits in the fetching of what person for thyself?
God forbid.
Aye, and for me the same. Therefore, since our constitutions are not suited to the getting of spouses for ourselves, I see it as only fitting that we expend our energies to woo for another.
If it contents you, master. But how to bring such an espousal to pass?
Time shall provide such answers. On to our second quest.
Ah, in this perchance I see your motive. You see the blossoming of love between Signor Lucio and the Englishman's fair daughter, and are inspired to further Cupid's cause.
I am, and yet am loath to do so, for to join their hearts would cause the breaking of another. The sweet Florina seems to dote as well on Lucio.
My master miscounts.
Say again, knave.
'Tis not one heart that shall break, but two. For such is rumored to be the strength of her passion for Lucio, and that modest Florina might do herself injury at the news of his nuptials. And there was one in that assembly who could bear to hear no ill news of that sweet flower.
Oh, you speak of Reggio. I too spied something of the lover's gleam in his eyes, but tell me of him, for he carries himself not like a lord.
And indeed, he is not, but a wealthy merchant and friend of Florina's late father. He hath seen to the government of her estate, and assured that she lack for nothing since childhood.
Then this shall be our third endeavor, and Hercules ne'er saw so great a labor. We must turn the fickle eye of woman from one man to another, cut in a fashion which suits her better. 'Twill be no easy task, For women are such stubborn creatures, we might, with more luck, have the stars turn their course in reverse for a night.
So be it. We shall give a respite to the blind archer and undertake his chores ourselves. Reggio with Florina, Lucio with Elena, and His Excellence the Duke with Master with whom?
I know not, Tranio. But when such a maid be found, then shall these 6 lovers in Florence be ever thankful for our arrival. Come, Tranio, let us away. For such strategy as we must employ is best devised with ale in hand.
Exeunt. Scene 2. Enter Rosaline and Nell.
Oh, God be blessed for the nearness of Verona to fair Verona. Another mile and my legs should be worn to the bone.
Rest, sweet Nell. We go no further today nor the next. The burdens of travel weigh me too greatly to continue. And here, far from the grim Verona, whose walls are stained with the blood of her own children, we may at last take respite. My frame is most ill-suited to the vagrant's life, and yet I can do no less. For such is my resolve that I shall never take a husband as my father would have it so.
Oh, my lady Rosaline, there may be many a maid would rejoice in a husband of such leg as Sebastiano.
Would it were the leg and not the man. I should need not take to my legs. But yet, I am resolved to live chaste, and as Selene would brook no hunters to chase her, so I shall stand for no suitor's pursuit.
But if you shall not stand, you must run, and they will pursue.
Then I shall sit.
And so, not moving, you may avoid the hawk's gaze, but the curs shall sniff you out. 'Twere better to flee and be taken by the proud falcon than the drooling hound.
I shall take my seat in a great tower where no dog may enter.
Worser still, for there in yon tower shall only one creature be able to take you, and that the crawling flea.
Fie! I shall be taken by no flea.
Nay, but thou hast taken to flee, and such hath brought us hither. And so, are we again wary of the Merlin?
No spell weaver churl. We shall pray for deliverance.
And like be delivered as prey.
Will not the good Lord rescue us?
Marry, the Lord will take you from this wandering life and make you his lady. And thus is a marriage made. Thus is your father's will appeased. And thus you are nature's pursuits given homage.
Nay, good Nell. If nature intends for me to pursue the role of wife, she needs must create a better sort of man to play the husband.
If he do but to play, then 'tis no man at all, but a mechanical, and well below your station.
I care for no station save that of a maid.
Nay, lady, thou art born to be mistress, not maid.
Oh, peace! Good Nell, think not to persuade me against my chosen path. In 3 days' time, we continue on to that modest estate which my mother left me upon her passing. There I shall remain ever a maid, and count myself the better for it. For what men I know might earn the respect of my mind could in no ways delight my heart. And those whose form might have pinked my cheeks were such men that had no more wit than a weather vane, which at least hath the sense of a breeze. So no more talk of husbands. I can stomach none of it. But of food I have some appetite. Come, sweet Nell, we shall retire to table and partake our fill.
I follow at your heels, mistress.
Exeunt. Scene 3. Enter Florena and Reggio.
Good Reggio, I would speak to thee.
How may I serve, lady?
As well as thou canst, Reggio. Thou hast ever been my best and most trusted friend, and whene'er I did beg a favour of thee, thou wert quick and industrious, and would not cease but to have the thing done. And in this next task must thou exceed even thine own great accomplishments.
That is sooner done, the charge being named.
Kind friend, I disclose to thee that which I share with no other. My heart bends like the reeds toward the sun, Lucio, and yet I fear that I shall have no contentment in this love, for it may be that his eyes shall not leave the Englishman's daughter, Elena. This is my great dilemma, and I cannot rest till I see this chapter resolved.
I see no manner in which my aid will be of use.
Reggio, my dearest friend, be thou my spy, or rather my scout, and see if the way is clear, or if mine heart is barred from its goal by an English castle.
You would have me sound Sir Lucio's debts.
Aye, thou must dine with him on the pretext of some business, and then turn the talk of the table to the fair Elena, and see if his humours may be detected. Wilt thou serve me thus, Reggio?
Have I ever refused you the slightest favor? It shall be even as you say.
1,000 thanks, my good confidant. Farewell, that thou might sooner complete thy duty.
Exit Florena.
Woe then to me, for I am thus made traitor to my cause. And my cause being myself, I must now be selfless. I love her better than any on this earth, and yet that love am I brought to ruin. For by my love to her and pledges made to her father, I am doubly sworn to do utmost to serve her. And yet, please God, that she send me rather than remove my left hand and have it above her mantle as a bauble. If it would bring any touch of a smile to her lips, I should take the axe to it myself. But I am sent on a more unkinder task, and for love of her will to it speedily. I shall not be forsworn, but endeavor to bring her that which pleaseth her the best. So though I go with a heavy heart, yet shall that weight not slow me to do her bidding.
Exit. Scene 4. Enter Corbio and Marcus.
I mislike the terms of this offer. Should you default, 'twill be the worser for me.
I shall put my lands and estates as assurance, and thus shalt thou be preserved from ruin.
Your lands be so distant, they be of little use to me. When carried so far, even the choicest apple is beset by worms.
And if I am successful, thou shalt enjoy the rewards.
And yet there be slight chance of that. The Duke is sworn never to marry, lest he find the woman so kind and modest that she surpass all her sex.
Such a woman is my daughter Elena.
I would need report more forthright than a father's, afore I would wager upon such a cockfight.
Enter Frederico and Tranio.
Look you, Tranio. Here is that father of the English rose, Elena.
And beside him, the royster Corbio. What is the Briton short of coin?
There is but one course to discover it. Hail, sirs!
God save you, Mistress Pennythrottler.
Aye, save me
Mister.
from thee. Good Sir Marcus, I take my leave of you.
And yet our business be not concluded.
Then here is the conclusion. I say you nay.
Exit Corbio.
Ah, this is foul treatment of one new to our city. You are an Englishman, are you not?
You, sir, have the better knowledge of me.
I am called Frederico, and here my servant, Tranio.
You may call me Marcus. 'Tis a name best heard in your voice if it follow with the word farewell.
Ooh, I see you like not my company. Have I done thee some offense?
Only driving away yon Corbio.
Aye, and for ridding thee of him, my master chargeth nigh.
Soft,
No.
Tranio. Though we may mislike his company, this man need not despise him for our sake.
I have no love for the man, but much love of his pence. I mean to have my daughter wed and require coin to array her suitability.
A wedding! Most joyous!
Huzzah! May God bless the day.
Your felicitations come too soon, good sirs. With no coin from Signor Corbio, my daughter may not catch the gentleman's eye.
Perchance she hath already won his heart. What name this good man?
I intend to marry my daughter to His Excellency the Duke.
God's teeth!
Lucifer's toe.
outcry is this? Do you think not my daughter worthy of such a man?
No such thoughts crossed our minds, believe me. 'Tis but wondrous astonishment. I had thought the Duke a bachelor immutable.
Such is the charm of my daughter that none can escape her kind entrapment.
And of your daughter, how is she disposed to the Duke?
I have raised my daughter to obedience. As I instruct her, so shall she step.
Ooh.
A hard master indeed.
And yet all has come to naught, for with her present apparel, no prince might look her way.
Well, sir, I mean no slight to your daughter, but I do say this. In all of woman's armory of love, there be no greater caliber than the artillery of her adoring gaze. And as your daughter hath no such thunder, I dare say the Duke's fortress may withstand her siege.
She can breach his gates, I assure you.
And so shall she gate his breaches.
A wager then. I shall supply you with all the funds to attire your daughter in the latest fashion.
My master?
Hush, good Tranio. Look you, sir. If the Duke doth wed your daughter, then I shall take the cost of myself. And if he do not, well, then you must repay me twice. Are we agreed?
'Tis well, but that you might prove false and undermine the Duke's affection.
I do swear that I shall make no effort to hinder her. And I shall forfeit my coin.
Agreed, and much happier for it.
Meet me at the Pegasus in 2 hours' time. There shall I give you all the loan that you might require.
Happy the day we met, good sir.
Exit Marcus.
Master, have you now changed your mark? Not to her eye's affection, but to her father's will you will send the pretty maid?
I have said no such thing, Tranio. I would as lief be torn by dogs than see such a songbird caged where her heart is not. By taking this wager, I have but given myself some greater reason for industry. For if we fail to bring these lovers together, I am out a good 1,000 ducat.
Ah, but you have entered this duel most awkwardly, for by pledging to hinder not the father's suit, you have given yourself no small handicap.
I did make such a guarantee not to hinder her suit, but I made no such pledge not to advance the suit of some other.
But which other, master? And as proof of we have not yet discovered our questing beast.
Fortune will provide, madam, and as proof of my faith thereof, go and fetch me the knave Corbio.
Must I, good master?
I, Tranio, and thou shalt thank me for calling him thus.
Be like I shall thank thee more greatly when she again departs. But when he again departs, whatever. But I do your bidding.
This Corbio is a bird I should like to see stuffed. More prudish than a Puritan, and still more base than a beggar's brat. Wot you well, I have not forgot that he hath called me the fool this day. And I brook no spite from such an antic alcatote. My liver would have him thrust twice or thrice upon my sword. And yet, will I curb that hunger and instead sup on a finer meat? He that called me the fool shall be none the better for it.
Enter Tranio and Corbio.
You sent for me by this loathsome knave?
Have a care and pay no ill respects to my servant, sir. I have called thee on a grave matter. I am told that thou hast given insult to the Duke, calling him sterile as an old priest.
False hearing, I made no such claims.
Then why shalt thou deny to finance the venture of my new friend, Marcus?
I made no ill statement concerning our lord the Duke. His bachelorhood be a fine testament to his wisdom, him refusing all women beneath him.
'Twere a better testament to his wisdom were he wise enough to discover the woman his match.
I know there is none.
Ah, then you say our Duke be questing for a phantom? Sir, I have a mind to show thee for witless.
I have no taste for steel, sir.
Bah, I would not bathe so bonny a Bilbo on so base a blood. But a wager will suit me well. I shall lay 10,000 ducats that his excellence be wed afore this fortnight end. For I know him to be so wise he shall discover her that he seeks.
And him a bachelor these 20 years? I will accept this wager, though all my coins be forfeit.
So said, so done, and thus farewell.
Exit Corbia.
Master, your faith in good fortune fills me with wonder. And not even the suitable wench found?
'Tis not fortune who will aid us in our quest, but her master, love. When there be a lover's pursuit, fortune obeys Eros and ever provides her best hope for those he appoints.
Old master, please ye, love may be our guide on this path, yet withal he is a mute. He shall not tell us if the Duke's perfect maiden be to the east or the west, or straight down to hell. Tell 'tis better we not roam like unto grazing cattle. Let us petition love's sullen brother, reason.
Reason and love keep not a close company.
Fie, sir. Where love without reason, man should love fish and women love grasshoppers.
Well enough.
Come then, let us reason what we may. First must this lady we seek be lovely of form and visage.
Aye, 'tis me. But such beauty be as like to our lee as to our windward.
A further reason then. She must be a match for the Duke. And the Duke, it be well known, is a great lover of ancient philosophy. When he reclines, 'tis said you may not see his form from behind many books which surround him.
Ah, my wise servant. Be there not great libraries and book merchants here in Florence?
The finest in all of Italy.
Come, woman. Perhaps we may turn a page and find an angel beneath. Let us unto the library to find a wench.
Exeunt. Scene 5. Enter Lucio and Elena.
My father knoweth of my coming here. Knoweth not of my coming here. We have but a little time, my sweet.
He shall not know he is away at market.
Yes, if it were possible, I would announce our love to him, yea, to all the world. Woe to us that he holdeth thee not in so high regard as I. Should he suspect our hearts' entwinement, I fear he might attempt some violence to thee.
I am in no way certain that he be ignorant, for this eventide last, as I dined with good Reggio, he would let no moment pass but he might ungainly seek to probe my affinity to thee. Methinks his Reggio was but a pawn of my father, of thy father. Yet fear not, my dove, for I breathed not a word of you to him, but rather, each time was asked, devoured more of the fare so that I might not speak. He knoweth none of my passions, save that I have for roast lamb.
Well, glad I am that he knoweth not, and yet still saddened that we must yet hide that which is more lovely to mine eyes than spring's first bouquet. Yet, like those flowers, it may not long last. My father, e'en now, maketh plans for me to be wed to another.
Not a word more, and let thine eyes be not so damp. Marcus hath been like unto a father to me, and I would as lief betray mine eye against mine ears. But gratitude, loyalty, yea, even life itself must grovel and beg before the might of my love for thee. Thus, if thou wilt have it, we two shall be wed in secret, for I can have no joy without thee. Wilt thou consent?
At peril of my life, for it be a sorry life without thy love.
Then go. I will make what preparations may be so needed. I shall send you word of how I speed, and when we two may meet before the altar. A kiss, a socially distanced kiss, and then we part.
Let it be 2 kisses, for my one heart beats with the force of 2.
And yet one more, for 3 is a holy number, and I can think of naught more sacred to me than thy lips.
And so, adieu.
Exeunt. Scene 6. Enter Benvolio.
And I were dropped smartly into the depths of the ocean, and perforce must seek out a shard of crystal less greater than mine eyelash, or from the cliffs of Gibraltar say how many hairs on the English king's head, I should still have more hope for success. This Florence, a most fair city, with great delights to be found, and I must run ahead and seek a phantom. Ah, Benvolio, for thy cousin's love, who is of the sweet Rosaline so enamored, thou art sent to seek her fleeing form. Yet on such an errand I need no great haste, for do I not know she goes to a far estate given by her late mother? Or if she do not, I shall ne'er catch her, for I am thus misled. And as my destination moves no further from me as the day passes, I shall enjoy this fair city on such a fair day. I shall tarry here a day, 2, or however many will suit me. And thus determined, I will pluck what sweets remain from the day.
Enter Merryweather.
Nay, rather distressed, or rather destroyed. I have been disused by him I now despise, and I am disloyal, for I dislike that I have been dismayed.
How now, fellow? What injury do you wail of?
I wail that I am not well.
Thou art ill.
Ill-used, released from my service, and so set free of a full belly.
I may pity thee, Sarah.
You may so, and thus is my stomach filled with a pittance.
Marry, fellow.
Marry, sir.
Come then, as you have no coin, take advantage of my plenty. I do but a little sin in that I tarry in Florence. Perchance some charity may help to ease me of that burden.
In sooth, oh, most generous, most gracious, most wise.
Least patient for flattery. Come, fellow, I hunger.
Exeunt. Scene 7. Enter Florena and Reggio.
My friend, what news?
No news, fair. What I knew before today is what I know now.
Then thou didst not dine with Signor Lucio.
Indeed we dined. My larder is half empty from the banquet we supped upon.
And spaketh he of Elena? Is his love for her genuine? Come, sir, what did he say?
He did say little and eat much, with the result that more wind passed from his backside than his lips.
Do not jest with me, good friend.
What jests? The stench would have killed a less constitutional man.
Then thou canst tell me nothing. Did he not let one word of his regard for her into thy confidence?
My knowledge of his affection for her is as my ken of the Flemish tongue, that is to say, none at all.
Then thou must dine with him again, and this time be thou sure to press him hard for any answers, for every moment I live in ignorance is a day I spend in agony. Therefore, go at once, and make ready the invitation, if thou lovest me.
If I love you. Oh, but you are a cruel mistress.
Cruel?
Indeed. What else can I say of she who implores me to dine with mine enemy?
Lucio, thine enemy? Wherefore? What offence hath he done thee?
No offence. He is a goodly man, and I can say no word against his every virtue. 'Tis my sin that maketh us enemies.
What sin?
Envy. For he holdeth that treasure which I would have mine. He hath won the love of the most blessed of Eve's race.
Thou, in love with Elena? But this is news well heard. Thou art a man of great virtue and good leg, and these things call to the heart of Elena. Be confident, sir. Go and woo her away from Lucio, that thine ends and mine might both be satisfied.
Alas, Eros hath not fixed that I should love Elena, and yet I do love her only because it is she that keepeth my love's love from settling upon Lucio.
Woe, another rival. Discourse then, who is she? Is she a woman of my acquaintance?
Indeed. Well dost thou know her, for whither thou goest, there she is.
I. My good Reggio, you look sad.
Should I not?
Indeed, nay. 'Tis not meet that the victor looks sadly at the trophy he carrieth.
Trophy? Alas, my Helen loves another.
Then let Helen's love leave thee, and take mine in its place. For it is thine, freely given, though I knew not thou hadst it of me.
How should I have it when Lucio hath held the deed all this time?
Lucio is a man of virtue, strong and well-shouldered, but I do doubt he would consent to love me. So I will lose my doubts against a fine certainty.
I would not be Lucio's second.
Good sir, I do not back down now that thou hast broken the gates. All the spoils of thy conquest lay before thee. Would you shun that thou hast long sought? Thou hast my love. What else couldst thou want?
And what proof will you give me that this love shall not turn so easily from me as it hath from Lucio? Is there such an assurance?
I can think but one. I would have no other for husband, but that thine own demeanour was so fixed in that course. For though I might have loved thee sooner, yet on every breath thou whispered of the lowness of thy birth. And so, to please thee, I searched for another to sit aside me and talk of love. But never hath mine heart been far from thee. Reggio, I will have thee. Thou hast ne'er denied me not, and see that this be not the first instance. Love me, it is my command.
Enter Frederico and Tranio.
Look you, master, while we have labored hard to bring one pair together, these two are drawn together like lodestone and steel.
Like steel and flint, rather. And the greater fortune, for we shall use these sparks to light other tinder. Ho, Master Reggio!
Fellow, who art thou? And why couldst thou not hold thy business till some later time?
For that task thou wert employed with. No time might be enough. But no blushes, sweet lady, for there be much honor to gain on the field of love. You two have been made servants to Eros. Now must you lighten the work of the household.
I understand you not, sir.
I shall disclose all to thee. My friend Tranio and I have taken it upon ourselves to play the blind archer's part in this Florence. And yet, Cupid, silent as the wind, hath already loosed 2 sacred darts. If we are to fill our part, we must yet outrace him to the other 4. Here, under my commission, hath the goldsmith made 6 gold bands to fit 6 lovers' hands. So, take you these 2 rings, and assign a day with the priest. And while you await this blessed joining, lend your aid unto us to bring some certain others into love's temple.
That thou shouldst come with so proper a gift at so seemly a time gives credence to thy tale. Thus, sir, if my love may be persuaded, we shall aid thee.
If it be your fancy, sweet, then let him but name the pairs next bound for the marriage bed.
Oh, thou knowest him well, sir. They are the Englishman's sweet daughter and Signor
Are you cert, my dove, for your affection for Lucio?
Gone. As the lantern is put out when the sun doth to rise, so hath Lucio been extinguished by my true love for thee, kind Reggio. Well, sir, we shall assist you. But you have named but one pair. Give us the other.
Nay, lady, mind that pair not, for we two shall deal best with those. Know but this, Marcus, Elena's proud father, means to marry her unto the Duke, though she hath no love for him.
Monstrous.
She be such a gentle soul. Prithee, Reggio, let us with all speed away and devise some method by which we may aid her in her plight. Good Frederico, give unto Reggio that second set of rings. I dare say we may accomplish much with them.
Godspeed you, friends.
Exit Frederico and Tranio.
Ah, but we must yet be patient, we who have for so long tarried in error.
Sweet dove, we shall have our joy soon enough, and in this time I may enjoy the role of the suitor, one that hath long been denied me.
Thou shalt need to woo me not. All I am is for thee.
Patience, my treasure. Industry doth ever to make short the long hours. Thus on to the task set us by our new made comrade Frederico. Turn that fair head to ponder how we may bring Elena and Lucio to the altar.
I have no thoughts. I see no path to the marriage bed that be not blocked by the great mass of her father.
Then we shall move that mountain from out their course. For it is said about that Marcus hath come suddenly by some great funds. He prepares for a wedding, so sure of his daughter's fate, and so ignorant. I shall go unto him and show him such wares. In such far-flung reaches of the city, I shall keep him from the sight of the lovers. Then you shall instruct their clandestine hearts to get with all speed unto the chapel.
Then I am to be parted from thee? My good Reggio, some other course plot thou. This may not be. Shall I bring these two before the altar sooner than myself? First we, then they.
There is no need to beat our steeds of love, even unto death for better speed. But for Lucio and Elena, whom I pity, they must together with all haste. But take comfort, O lovely lady. The fastest carriage hath the least pomp, and your wedding day, while slower to arrive, hath better greeting.
I shall be swifter than the falcon's dive to snatch these two in love's talons. Look that thou art no less swift than lightning to appear again before mine eyes.
More so, my dearest, for the lightning hath less desire. Anon, my sweet.
Exit Reggio.
And now I am half-made, but though the greater part of my love be absent, the best part of my mind yet remains. Thus to repose here a while, as I seek how best to draw these lovers together.
Enter Rosaline and Nell.
That thou art so wilful shocketh me greatly. How mayest thou so rudely thrust me out from where I mean to sit?
Look you once in this glass I have here, and thus shall you see the streaks of foul red that have so poisoned the sweet virginity of your eyes. Within your chamber, in favor of the secrets hidden within that musty tome, you deny yourself all sustenance and rest, and I must stand idly as you waste from this disease. Nay, good lady, I am your best servant and may serve best to deny you.
Here, were I more vain than I am, I should be amazed to find my state so. Thus, thou art forgiven, gentle Nell.
Can this be? My sweet cousin, who from my childhood hath ever been my kindest friend? Though I have not espied her since ere my father died, she carries herself as Rosaline. Sweet coz!
Florena, wonder stoppeth my lips. Oh, kind Florena, my heart's fondest. Oh, though I had meant to pass unknown through Florence, yet I am glad to be known so by thee.
Coz, methinks thou hast some secrets more than I have from thee.
Forgive me, dearest friend. I travel most clandestinely. I have no heart for he that my father would may marry.
No heart, no stomach, but 2 feet, assuredly.
Come, dear friend, sans apologies. That you are here, I may rejoice. And from this land shall you not stir, but that you attend on my wedding day. For, cousin, I am to be wed, and so much to my desire as you against yours are urged in marriage.
Happy news. An absent friend of late.
We shall away to sup on good tidings then, but time must be short, for I have business most pressing. I am quested to bring 2 unwitting souls to the altar of marriage.
What matter is this?
Matter I shall tell thee of anon, but come, I will acquaint you with this in better environs.
Exit Florena and Rosaline.
No, I have never seen such odd fortune. What fool should wager that this lady might be my mistress's long-lost kinswoman? I have not seen such strange fortune seen, but that it be in grossly scribbled play. And yet, it hath been before me. I was there. Oh, I must away to follow such odd fate.
Act 2, Scene 1. Enter Lucio.
I do desire to be a leper. I do desire that I were taken to the high cross and given a bloody back. I do desire such pains as hell hath ta'en to give a black damned assassin. Any of these, and more besides, if I might exchange them for my present circumstances. For the long hours I have stood beside the church, and my eyes have searched for that blossom of her hair, yet no sign hath come. And now I am afeard to return home, for mayhap her father hath become privy of our unlawful marriage, and stolen her away from my household. How foul that I, a soldier, who at the great roar of a howling cannon hath yawned, or at the sting of that arrow which pierced my leg hath smiled, am now brought to shameful terror by a fright I know not of. Such does love make a coward of us all.
Enter Reggio and Marcus.
Good Sir Marcus, though you be in possession of some fair portion of those marital funds, so strangely procured, yet withal you may not purchase the cathedral.
I am deceived in this road. What native sprites and odd enchantments are so mortared in these stones that they twist about so strangely and here thrust up a church out of the very stones where a market stood not an hour before?
If you may forgive me, sir, that we are not on the best path for this market, I did bespeak some several times. You are but a stranger to this city. I pray let yourself be guided by me.
But yet here is a fine consequence of my error. See here, Lucio, who is so dear to me, as were she from my blood. Hail, Lucio! What, madam, so pale?
No mind, good Marcus. I had not thought to see you hither.
Aye, and so far from our mark, 'tis little wonder. And yet, sir, we are most blessed with this presence hereupon. For there is some small matter best described in the shadows of this worship house.
Am I discovered?
Know you, Marcus, here within the Florence, we have a most merry custom. For matrimony, these most sacred rings that so bind fortunes of those sweet lovers together may not come within their view till the priest calls for them. For if they do see them, ruin and barrenness shall befall them. Thus they are given unto a fine, well-loved man, not of the family, until the ceremony doth call him forward.
I am as much a Florentine as he, and yet I have ne'er heard of such.
Now, here, sir, are the rings I have commissioned. Do they suit the purpose?
God's breath, most wondrous.
'Tis well then. Then unto you, Signor Lucio, I place these charges. I should like nothing so well than to see this ring given by you unto dear Elena. Do you fathom me, sir?
Marry, sir, I do perceive your meaning.
Well enough then. But come along, Reggio, we have yet more to prepare. Come after me.
I am soon behind you, sir.
Exit Marcus.
He shall no doubt lead me back to his native island afore we are brought to the market.
Sir, if I may trust your kindness, where is sweet Elena?
Fear not, good Lucio. Of the lady I may tell you, she is perforce of her father with the Duke.
She was to meet me here.
Then your ambition is no less than I had thought. But I am for you, sir. Meet with me and my sweet Florina, and we shall bring you and your lady together with the speed of angels. But no more words, for I must away with Sir Marcus. God be with you, sir.
God save you, good Reggio. I am made most joyous by this news.
Exeunt. Scene 2. Enter Benvolio and Merryweather.
Of all the truths I do know, sir, none is so certain that I have a stomach. For I do hold twofold proofs thereof. The first is that this stomach did bellow so at me that I could scarce hear a cannon's report over the din of mine own belly. And now I am proved of it again, as it be packed so full I may not view mine own foot.
A hard-earned proof, assuredly. If thou wert so industrious in any action so much as the filling of thy belly, thy former master may have been less hasteful to release thee.
Nay, sir, you be most mistaken, for I have some passion even greater than food.
Name it.
Sleep, my lord. I am so accomplished a winker that I have slept through my late lord's...
I knew I would find thee good company, knave. And now I continue my search for that lady I told thee of. That lady I told thee of. Thou mayest travel with me if thou wilt.
Enter Frederico and Tranio.
Huh. God save you, fellow.
Ah, well met indeed, sir.
I do seek the book merchant of this town. May you so direct me?
Merryweather, thou rascal, hast thou led this poor man astray?
Nay, nay, I am not such a dunce as to be led by a fool.
Wherefore do you traffic with one so late of the Duke's person?
Merryweather?
So late of the Duke's person? I am
Yes.
released of the Duke, sir. And he of me.
Of the twain, the Duke hath the better bargain.
Be still, woman. Sir, I see thee for a traveler. How far a journey for this parchment that you seek the bookseller?
No great distance, sir, only so far as Verona, and yet I seek no book, but a lady.
Ooh, what woman do you seek, sir?
There is a woman of Verona, the fair Rosaline, and I am sent to fetch her back thither. My kinsman, Sebastiano, would have her to wife. For her own, the lady should be no man's. She disdaineth Adam's sons as a pestilence. Were I Sebastiano, I should want no traffic with this wench, and yet I am bound to search for her by love of my kinsman.
A heavy load, sir. And I am thus gladdened to have but little family. But tell me, why the book merchant if you seek such a one?
Sir, I should soon as see this woman with no book as I should a barrow minus the wheel.
A moment, good sir. Let me speak a while unto my servant. Here, sir. This fellow seeks the same bird we shoot for. Did I not tell thee chance and fortune serve love's cause?
Or rather misserve, for should he find her, we are undone, master.
And yet we are the further ahead by a name. Rosaline! And no other is who we seek. List them then. I shall send thee to guide this man unto the bookseller. See that thou walkst most circuitously, and through whate'er maze can be found, so that time shall be once again our ally. I, for my part, shall continue on with this name upon my lips.
As it is your will, master.
Well, sir, my servant Tranio hath been here in this city so long as to know some few of its secrets.
Oh.
Then, sir, be guided by her, and you shall be at the mart afore you may say Jack Munster.
100 score of times.
I thank thee for this kindness. How may I call you?
I am Frederico, sir, but none so well known in this city.
I am called Benvolio, sir, but not so well known in any city.
Oh.
Many thanks again.
No more, good sir. Go away with you and follow close at my servant's heels.
Exit Benvolio, Tranio, and Merryweather.
Here I have played an unkindest trick upon this man. And yet I may hope fortune shall reward him his troubles, but no more dalliance. I am away.
Exit Frederico. Scene 3. Enter Rosaline, Florena, and Nell.
I dare say there are some few stranger adventures to be found in my tomes, but none have passed so close as this odd venture. For no other reason than sport, you endeavor to join these lovers, giving fair Cupid a respite.
Can it be otherwise, coz? I am so much of the part of love, I must obey her every whim.
And is this Reggio so fine a man? I have seen love upon the eye of many a fair maiden, and yet I have ne'er been so blinded with its light as when I do see thine orbs. Wherefore does thy love him so well?
Love is the opposite of fire, my Rosaline. When fire meets fire, they do consume each other. But when love meets love, there they engender more stronger passions.
As two hares breed in a corner and beget still more hares.
And so, thou lovest him the more, him loving thee, and then he loves thee all the more, thou loving him. The serpent has its tail betwixt its teeth.
Oh, thou hast less passion than a dead nun. Come, and let thy mind be more swayed by thine appetites.
'Cause it mattereth not whether I share in thy love for this man. I do love thee, and for thy sake, him. Thy joy is a light to my heart, yet peace, good cousin, I have no jealousy for thee, but can bear no more of thy love for Reggio.
Enter Corbio, unseen.
Remove that, and I am nothing. It is my whole, my being, myself.
Then speak not, but list. I do have some thought to the matter of Sir Lucio and his sweet Elena.
Oh, I did know my sage could fail me not.
This advice be far from sage, but will do. In my home, Verona, some brief time ago, there were 2 young lambs wed in secret of their parents. And here 'twas how it was arranged, that she, feigning a need for confession, did arrive at the church, and was so quickly wed by a supportive friar as a hare is snatched by the hawk.
Did all go well for these 2?
It may say, it may be said truly that they are in a better place, but no matter of it. Shall this plan do for our purpose?
Aye, well, let us soon be gone, sweet Rosaline. We shall soon be witness to the wedding of this sweet English woman. For know ye, she is to be shriven in this very eventide, and I do know a certain priest who may serve our purposes. As the clock strikes 7, shall this lady be wed, and we 2 awaiting her as attendants. Come, time to us is no friend.
Exit Florena, Rosaline, and Nell.
Ah, then Elena shall marry not the Duke. Well, I have no love for the father, Marcus. Aye, and if this Elena marry elsewhere, she may not marry the Duke, and thus shall I win the wager with that blustering windbag Federico. And so, silence means consent, and I grant mine.
Exit Corbio. Scene 4. Enter Tranio, Benvolio, and Merryweather.
God save me from these fools. I have seen the whole of this city 3 times o'er, and should now think it to be more bigger than Caesar's Rome.
Soft, good sir, for see I have now brought thee in sight of the book merchant.
And I am not mistook, we are but 100 yards from where I did begin this journey with thee. Hang thee, thou villain! I will have no more traffic with thee. Return to thy master, and plead him beat thee in my stead.
As you will, sir. I shall return to my master and see what deserts he thinks me worthy of.
Exit Tranio.
Come, Merryweather, what ails thee?
Oh, cruel man, I see you now for the fiend you are. Had we but set out on this merchant's stall, afore my stomach were so stuffed, I should have flown above thee, having no weight. But nay, I must first swallow an anchor into my gut. Then, so scarce able to walk, I must travel the distance of France to Denmark. Yea, and I am most puzzled how it should be that in all our travels we should not once stride down the earth's ramp. Up, up, always up. I must now stand atop the world we have gone so far up. Prithee, sir, let me rest hither.
As thou list, knave, I am weary of thy prattle.
Enter Corbio.
A good merchant, hither. May you tell me which of yon book merchants holds the finest wares?
I am a moneylender, sir. Ask me as fruitfully how lead might be made gold.
Mayhaps, sir, a more modest query. I am come to seek a lady of Verona, Rosaline by name, who might have dallied in these marts. For the finding of her, I may offer some reward?
Rosaline, say you? Therein be a name that rings not new on mine ears. I know not where she be this mom, but may shortly bring you where she shall be found.
Well, sir, step quickly. I am ill of seeking.
Follow my back, good sir, and forget not your purse.
Exeunt. Scene 5. Enter Reggio and Lucio.
Here I have arranged to meet with my sweet Florina, that joy of my being. She and I shall endeavor to bring together you and your dearest Elena, and though Lucifer shall stand at her father's back, we shall yet prevail.
Enter Elena.
And now here is that same... beg pardon, your turn, dear.
And now here is that same sweet star on whom your fortune's favor falls.
Alas, is our so secret desire thus revealed to the world?
To the world, nay, but to this good merchant, I. Thou mayest trust this man's sensibility, for he hath earned my faith. He plays for our part.
Oh, my love, pardon my heart's desire. Would that I might tell thee a tale of sharp-clawed griffins, foul harpies, and odious sprites. Those unearthly terrors alone should have withheld me from thee. And yet thou wert here, and the priest wert here, and I not. Oh, pardon, my love, my cherished one. A frown from thee might tear my heart into pieces.
And thou wert to do the same 100 times more, and yet still plead thy love for me. I shall be happy. Do but let me have thy love, and I have more than man might ask generous Jesu grant.
Should Zeus hurl his cannons and shatter this house unto the ground, I dare say they shall not notice a whit.
Enter Frederico.
My Lord Frederico, you are well met. Look here at another of your successes.
Thou givest me credit for that which is of thy pen, good Reggio. And yet, this is wondrous news.
Ah, Signor Lucio, now that this love labor is past, give greetings to this man. I present Frederico and the author of my unasked for assistance. Then, sir, be glad of him and give to him your confidence.
Whatever, two people so stored with secret friends.
Wherefore, sir, I have ne'er laid eye upon thee before. How then may it be you so press your endeavours for our happiness?
Sport and chance, sir. I have all that man might want in this world, and so I trust my skill to get for those who have less. But how speeds your love, lady? Is it so solid as that kiss might tell?
None may love so well as I adore my Lucio, howe'er fortune might yet deprive me of him, and so my life. My father hath designed that I should marry the good Duke, and though I give him no more love than I might have for a kindly priest, I feel he doth esteem me.
Nay, he shall not have thee. For though I do love him as his best subject, I shall not permit no man, even an emperor, to steal this fair dove for me. And so I swear by this sword.
Tush, Signor, no talk of sword and treason. Be content with the role of lover, and look not to the soldier's part. Your collar may be your doom.
Forgive my passion, dear friend.
I see, Reggio, thou art a master of both thy love for Florina and the love betwixt these twain. I then leave them to thee, for I am yet on my quest for that last lover. Love guide thee, fortune shall follow.
Farewell, sir.
I must with all speed. Soon shall I find that dear Rosaline I seek. Rosaline, beshrew me if I have not within the day met this perfect Rosaline. Yeah.
Exit Frederico. Enter Rosaline, Florina, and Nell.
Come, my Rosaline, here in my Reggio's home we shall impart our plot.
Here I find myself whole again. Blessed angel, I have too long from you been departed.
If this be love's great champion, then I am well done to avoid her court. My cousin might with a glance bring princes swooning to her feet. And here she is, enamored of this haggard copeman. Yet I see a devotion upon his eye and affection above affectation. I shall make no impediment. She's happy. All else matters not.
Thou art my life, dear Reggio. Come now, I include another in our confederacy of love. Here is my cousin Rosaline, fleeing also from unwanted love.
I give freely my loyalty to any of this lady's branch.
Thy love for her points to thy zeal for that. You are well met, good fellow.
I am glad as well to acquaint myself with you, lady. In brief, I am that same Lucio who your cousin hath no doubt told you of.
I am made glad of your friendship, and you can be none but that Elena, whose name hath so oft followed that name Lucio in my cousin's mouth.
Aye, and would that I might so closely follow him till eternity passes.
God save me from these lovers. Go ye, Lucio, keep thy lady's father from suspicion. I shall make her acquainted with a wise strategy to bring her unto the chapel. When all is prepared, I shall send for thee by my servant Nell. Now, away!
Exit all severally. Scene 6. Enter Marcus.
I am fate's favoured son this day. In her sight, I am Adonis. No boon I ask can be denied, though I might wish the birds and the fish to trade realms, so I might take an eagle with line and hook. There can be nothing out of my grasp, and yet I am content with that gift already given. I am assured that the Duke will wed my daughter. Should Harpy's cry resound in mine ears, I should think it sweet music. No thing shall spoil this day for me.
Enter Nell, pursued by a bear, or pursued by Merryweather.
What merriment is this?
Ah, get ye hence, thou fool! With you I shall share naught but scorn.
I hold no scorn for thee, and thus scorn is not shared. With thee I am now in love. Thy face is a star in the heavens.
My face is no more in heaven than thy foot.
Ah, but in your presence, this earth is a heaven, and my foot firmly upon God's soil.
Ah, see that thy foot stays thus planted, and follow me not.
I am wholly rooted to thee, and shall stay as close to thee as the vine unto the bark.
Am I then your hound, thou weed?
I beg the heavens you may be to me a wagtail.
Ass! This prayer is better aimed to the devil.
Ah, sweet wench, I need not aim for the devil, for I am so far below you. I can only be beside him.
I thought I caught the gust of sulfur in thy breath.
No less can come, for my heart is aflame with love for you.
I have the years to be thy dam.
And I may damn those years I am not thy wife.
Thou hast espied me for some time less than a quarter of an hour. How may love blossom so briefly?
My love is no flower to wilt in the sun. I did but espy the merest portion of thine aspect, and I had then a tower of passion that should withstand the greatest storm. Come, wilt thou wed me?
What assurances may I have? What of thy fortune?
All that I have is thine.
And will you swear to bed no other wench?
Thou shalt never see me couple with another.
And what will you demand of me?
That you shall be chaste to the world, and wanton to me all the days of thy life.
This will suit me, for I am old and shall not live long. But I must away. The Lady Elena waits her Lucio to come as bridegroom. I must needs report this unto him, so that he might know he shall be a husband ere night. But, and my mistress give me leave, I shall consent to be thy bride. Come close behind me.
Cupid's wings shall give this goose flight.
Exit Merryweather and Nell.
I have bragged in my confidence and am now undone. But I may yet prevent this foul occurrence, if I may, with all speed to the church. I will rend these youths from the stark mutiny, and hell hath not dreamt of the torments I shall deliver her for her rebellion.
Exit Marcus. Scene 7. Enter Florena, Rosaline, and Elena.
Oh, my sisters of love's conspiracy! Is my Lucio hereupon?
We have seen him not, but have no fear. His love for thee shall overstep what mountains come before his path. Get thee inside and prepare thy soul as best suits a lady for the joining of hand and heart.
I go with swift stride.
Exit Elena. Enter Lucio, Reggio, and Nell.
It is well that thou meet me in the path to the chapel, my dear Reggio. But what of Federico? Wilt thou fetch him?
I know not where he be, friend. This Federico is light as a stag, and I shall rather tarry here in this joy than pursue him.
But let us not tarry here. I ache to be a husband.
Enter Marcus.
Thou villain! Thou hast stolen my daughter from her rightful marriage. I will see thee hanged for this treachery. Where is my daughter? I will cut her from your foul grip, as I will cut your heart from your ribs.
Sir Marcus, peace. The love these two share is such it might...
Silence! Thou wert a conspirator to this abhorrent defiance, as thou wert silent afore. Let thy silence be sustained. It will do that I may remove my child from this villain's arms.
It shall not be.
Villain! I will have my daughter from out these walls.
To you, Marcus, I owe naught but deference. My very life be a gift from you. And yet, should you stir to prevent this marriage, make no misgivings. I will shock your shoulders till your arms are ground to powder.
Aid! O gentles of the town! Come and hear the plea of a wronged father!
You are a foreigner hereupon, Marcus. None shall come to your aid.
Enter Benvolio and Corbio.
See, sir, I do present you that same lady you seek.
'Tis the Lady Rosaline, then. Well led, good man spaniel. Here, then, thy reward.
Gentle friends, do me some aid. Hereupon this man will wed to a sweet lady, and not with her father's consent. Prevent it, gentle sir, though I know you not.
Shall this one then wed the Lady Rosalind, then? I must prevent it for my cousin's sake. Come, sir. Courtesy is not so suited that you should wed with no parental blessing.
I will hear none from thee, sir.
I shall pray you, sir. Listen to me.
Enough! From my love I may not bear to be torn.
Sir, your blade is naked. For shame, clothe it again in the eyes of these sweet ladies.
If the gleam of this blade is too bright for thine eyes, turn and remove thee from this place.
I am loath to draw in this churchyard, but I will not see this wrong committed.
Lay to then, rascal.
A fight commences.
Reggio, do give some aid to Lucio and prevent this bloodshed.
I have no blade, nor may I draw upon these nobles. Come, ladies, away. I shall follow soon with Elena if this battle go not for Lucio.
Exit Rosaline, Florena, and Nell.
Thou art well studied, but I fight for love.
Love is too gentle for Mars to woo her.
Lay on him, sir. Do not let up your advantage.
Benvolio disarms Lucio.
Too much blood have I seen shed at the end of a passionate man's sword. Thus I studied no thing so well as how to take his blade from his hand. You are my prisoner, sir.
Come, we shall present him to the Duke and see what fit punishments shall be set for him. Corbio, go before us and announce us to the Duke.
Aye, senor.
Exit Corbio, Benvolio, Lucio, and Marcus while entering Tranio.
Good, Reggio, what news?
We are undone, Tranio. Marcus hath come and led the stalwart Lucio to the Duke. I must, my sweet lady, get you within to the church and bring the sad news to the bride.
Exit Reggio.
I am left with the unkindest task, but the sooner known, the sooner readied.
Exit Tranio. Scene 8. Enter Frederico and Merryweather.
How now, thou odd motley? What strange humor possesses thee?
May it be that I am in love? Do fools fall in love?
Aye, though God knows why. And yet all men shall fall in love and thus be made fools. You fool! Now in love are like to be made a man.
A cur, rather, sent to fetch and carry at my wife's behest.
Has this wench consented to be thy wife? Then trouble you not what you may carry, for she shall be burdened, still greater.
Is this then marriage? That two persons should consent to lift and bear more together than they might apart?
That is the greater part.
This marriage is the work of fools.
And thou, fool, are meant to labor thus.
And here is my betrothed in the company of some others.
Enter Reggio, Rosaline, Florena, and Nell.
Some small fortune in this catastrophe. My good Frederico, I find you to say we are lost.
Reggio, what befalls?
Foul English fortune! The lovers, Elena and Lucio, were discovered in their secret marriage by the boorish Marcus. All might yet have gone well, but did Marcus summon some brash gentlemen to his aid, and they have thus arrested the wretched Lucio and now bring him before the Duke.
My lord, I see you for a friend of our cause. I know this gentleman who hath come to the side of this Marcus. This Benvolio no doubt comes in search of me at the behest of his foul cousin Sabastino or Sabastanio, or I don't even like him.
You know what? I have some acquaintance with this man. But do you say he seeketh you, sweet lady? Pray, grant me the boon of thy name.
This is my sweet cousin Rosaline from fair Verona.
Line. But love yet holds us in her kindly eye. Lady, had your name been any other, we were lost, but now all is well again. We are away unto the palace and shall yet prevail in this endeavor before the Duke. All shall be well if we but move with the swiftness of Cupid's bow.
Exeunt. Scene 9. Enter Lucio, bound, Benvolio, and Marcus.
Hold him here, good signor. Here without the Duke's palace we shall await his grace's justice. See that he escapes not those bounds about his arms.
And if I do, Then be cert thou bolt from this place, Marcus, for I shall dash thee to the ground and grind thy bones as thou hast ground my heart.
Silence, rogue. These idle threats become you not.
Enter Elena and Tranio.
Oh, my love! Hath this proud lion been bound like a bear before the dogs?
Ah, indeed, Elena, my dearest, and it's really hard to read my script this way. But though I die now, I have seen thy face once again, and so my life is complete.
Oh, say it not, my Lucio. With thy death am I no more.
Come away from him, strumpet. This is not meet.
Fellow, this is the lady? This is the ill-timed bride. Oh, I thought him to marry the Lady Rosaline, and I'm now perplexed. What woman is this same?
Though you see no fatherly affection, this is my dad.
What she said.
I have been led most ill.
Yeah,
and yet I must stay the course, for this Marcus hath a claim worthy of the Duke's ear.
Father, release him. Set free this man whom I love, and subject him not to this terrible fate. I may not be the cause of his death. Let him live. I own I have become a traitor to your will, and for that I will suffer whatever punishment you see fit. Beat me, flout me, I shall not cry out, but do but let the least hair of him be harmed, and my tears are like to flood this city, and we shall float home to England on that salt wave of mine eyes. Him I love, and know not how you may hate him. He hath done no wrong, but of loving thee. So well he might wish to be your son, but no more. Oh, do but cut his bonds, and I shall submit myself wholly to your will. Let my husband be but named, and I shall be as obedient to him as a wife. Only do let this Lucio free.
Thou shalt bow before my will, which is proper whether I release this knave or no. And it shall not be. His life is forfeit.
You are a hardened like a diamond, Marcus. I should have melt at the heat of her love.
Enter the Duke and Corbio.
The Duke comes hence and shall hear your suit.
This sour business brings no bliss. I am made acquainted with the particulars of thy suit, Sir Marcus. Have you aught more to say that might stay my hand, Lucio?
I have already lived for love, my lord. If I may not have my Elena, then death is no threat. I am dead already, and this lady must be wed elsewhere.
Enter Frederico, Reggio, and Florena.
Then I must needs pronounce thy sentence.
Hold, your grace. I pray, do give me leave to speak unto your justice.
I know thee not, sir. How may it be that thou hast business here?
I am called Frederico, good lord of Mantua. Of Mantua I hail.
By report I have some kin of thee, a most jovial fellow, and therefore unsuited to the grave business of this day.
Marry, sir, 'tis so. And I am given leave to speak. I shall be certain that the grave have no business for this day. Let me have my say, and thus spare good Lucio, the trouble of the hangman's fee.
It may be, then say on, but see that thou art not unsuited to the solemnity of this place.
I shall endeavor so, your grace. Methinks it is not the love between these two kind gentles that should cause them to thus be brought before your court. Nay, the cause of this man's sorry state be that this man, her father, will not have Lucio for a son.
Aye, this cause is known by all here.
Ah, but examine the cause for this cause. And I think, your grace, as well as any here may report it, does this Marcus refuse his consent for that this man, Lucio, is foul of shape? Are his lands poor? Is he reported a coward or a drunkard? None of these, but will your grace not consent that he refuses this man, Lucio, for that he esteems you a more fit husband of his daughter?
Indeed, I do perceive it to be so.
And now, sweet Elena, I implore thee, answer, and see that thou speakest sooth. May thou lovest this great man, the Duke?
Oh, of his fine points, I may not have enough words. But I do not know, nor shall I e'er deign to love him so well as I do my sweet Lucio.
Well spake, lass. Good Duke, it hath been reported that you shall have no less than perfection within love afore you shall have a wife. May perfection then be found if this lady loves you second to this other man?
Never, sir. And thus, sweet lady, though I find thee gentle and gracious, I shall no sooner have thee than thou wouldst me.
Frederico, thou traitor, thou hast forsworn the terms of our wager and have hindered her suit of this duke.
I did but ask if she loved him or no. The which, had her answer been other, this suit had been advanced. Therefore she scuttles her own ship. But as thou speak of this wager, I do hold thee to it, sir. The Duke shall not have thy daughter to wed, and thus I demand the regress of all funds loaned thee within this hour, or else to the debtor's jail with thee.
Alas, I have not the coin to repay this debt.
Aye, and this I well know. However, there be some other payment from thee that shall suit my purpose more better. I name the price of thy freedom. Consent. If thou but givest thy daughter to this Lucio, who no other man might think ill-suited to wed his child, I shall relieve thee of thy debt in full. Come, sir. Is your loathing for Lucio more lovely than your liberty?
I will consent, sir. I'm ashamed to see my ambition so brought low.
Well, so be it. Let their bonds be loosed. My blessings to all of you, sweet children, and Elena, so late mine own intended. May God grant you a welcome bed.
And now, your grace, as dread events have been so averted, may I then have leave to have some sport hereupon?
Aye, sir. Let us dispel the vapors of this late past gloom.
Well enough. Now, without this chamber hall, I have left a beauteous lady who hath from her father's tyranny similarly fled, and with whom, my lord Benvolio, methinks you have some business.
Aye, sir. I have such a thought as well, if her name be Rosaline.
The same, good sir. And hast thou not said of her that she despiseth all affection of men?
As much or more than an angel despiseth a devil.
Then come, friends. We together shall cure her of this malady. Your grace, let your raiment be exchanged with my man Tranio there. And among us, let no man say, nor think to act, but that the Duke is Tranio, and Tranio the Duke. Now, when this lady do enter hereupon, we shall make pretend that this imagined Tranio hath seen the lady Rosaline from afar, and so means to love her. Now, should she reject his suit and deign to scorn him, we shall then reveal his state, and so bring her to chagrin. Thus may this lady be cured of her proud nature.
A wondrous merry jest. Come, Tranio, your cloak.
Now, Lady Florena, bring forth thy cousin.
My lady, I think,
Exit
shall have
Florena.
most enjoyment to see her proud cousin brought this low.
Enter Rosaline, Florena, Nell, and Merryweather.
Is all well, Senor Lucio? Has this wondrous strange man prevailed to save your life?
Aye, good lady, twice all, for I am as well assured of a good life as this lady's husband.
Senor Frederico, you are a wise sorcerer.
Ah, but dear lady, my powers are all brought to naught with you. See here your imprisoner, Signor Benvolio.
I am caught then. Benvolio, I hold you in no ill contempt. I knew as I departed my cage that it were like the door might close upon my leg.
Next morrow early, we depart, lady. For now, methinks the Duke hath some festivities planned to lighten our somber mood. Partake of them, if you will.
It is my will that she do so. But come, lady, I may yet rescue thee of thy fate. There is one good man, my good Tranio, as dear to me as mine own self. He hath from out of the window of this place espied thee, and would have thee as to wife. If thou wilt consent, 'tis cert thy father shall give his leave, for he is of as high a station as the good Sebastiano.
Nay, good Duke, I thank you. For one man is like enough to another, and if I must be married to one of them, I should prefer to be in the city of my youth.
Come, lady, wilt thou choose without but a glance? Here I shall bring the man afore thee. If thou canst find some flaws in his person, I shall charge thee give name to them, and I shall be satisfied.
If it suits your grace, then shall it be so. But know that no man have I encountered hath struck the least fire of love in me.
Well, let us see if we have not a more suited kindling. Come, Tranio, step forth.
Well, Lady Rosaline, what errors do you find in him?
Pardon, my good lords. I am made weak as like to swoon. I can think of no reason for it. Such strange humors of the blood have never affected me so.
'Tis the strike of Cupid's arrow, no doubt. My master's more clever than any man might suppose.
Come, lady, name the flaws of this man.
None, for to see. His outward demeanor is more better and more pleasing than any man's I have yet espied.
Lady, do list to me. Thou art my ideal. No greater pleasure I find than in the sight of thy sweet face. Know me then. I am no Tranio, but the lord of this city. I do love thee, lady. I had meant to find sport in thy denial of me. And yet now to hear an ill word from thee may end my life.
None may escape me, my lord. I had ne'er been so close to love as I might recognize it. But now, do so surely find myself thereupon as there can be no mistake. I love you, sir, and with such ardor as I had not thought possible for my studious nature.
And now all shall fall into place. My Lord Duke, here I give unto you these rings to trod to the altar with. For so are you bound soon, and I am not mistook.
It shall be, and this very night, if my love be amenable.
With all my heart.
I think, good sir, that I may intrude upon your happiness.
Aye, Benvolio, thou mayst, for thy cause is just.
I say I May, sir. Not that I shall. I shall make a good report unto her father of you. His consent is certain. As to my cousin, he is a knave. His fancy is most like turned to some other woman afore I am returned to Verona. Thus, let his suit pass. I wish you what happiness you will.
Thank thee, Benvolio. Thou hast ever been a kind man.
Come, Helena and Lucio, you shall join we two at the altar, and so shall the joy of this night be doubled.
Tripled, if my lord wills it. For I would have my dear cousin, a bride beside me. Let the good Reggio be made a husband, no longer a servant.
Come we 6 lovers together to the marriage altar, unless there be some other matter.
But one, your grace. Corbio, I remind thee of our wager. The Duke is to be married, then the ducats I am owed
Shall be my ruin. It is all I have in this world.
Well, then ruined thou shalt be, sirrah, thou who have been the ruination of many others.
Ah, but fear not, Corbio. I have some employment for thee. My friend Tranio here is in need of a serving man to appease her whim, as she hath appeased mine. Undertake it then, for no better offer shalt thou find.
My master is most wise. Come, Corbio. I have some few corns that the treading of these several days hath enlarged. Look thou to it.
To the church, then, and the friar shall earn the pence of 3 weddings.
May that be engorged to 4, my lord.
Meriwether, thou as well as the priest? Then are all our company to be married. Nay, thou, Frederico, and Tranio, and thou, Benvolio, shall be left unwed.
I have no stomach for a wife, my lord.
And I, my lord, have a new housemaid in this Corbio. What use is a wife then?
For me, sir, I have seen too much pain come from love, and am in no frame for it.
Well enough, then. But after this ceremony shall there be a great feast, and I shall see that such unwed gentles of the court as may be found shall be thereupon. Perhaps you 3 shall find some perch of love within. Come, my friends, our strange adventure is over.
Nay, sir, 'tis but soon begun.
And so concludes our poor and lowly play, and ends your prison till another day. You seek some players for to entertain, and give a merry heart to you again. The author writes some few more words to those who count a scholar's cap amongst your clothes. At this place, poor form and substance grieve. The which, if you are not, feel free to leave. But scholars who are clenched with great disdain, and wish our theme another path attain, and shake your heads at misplaced word or letter, and say that you yourself could do much better. Our scribblers bid you please dip pen in ink, and scribe such words as your best parts do think, to better trod this path which he hath tried. And scholars, do not think this lusty pride that bids you go and straight do so employ yourself in this. For he will best enjoy your work and toil if compared to his 'tis found much better. For the truth, it is he can often be found where you are now, to find what fair fortune will allow. If you can scribe a better written page, the better he'll enjoy it upon the stage. And that concludes our play. Can I have all of our players on screen right now, please? Oh my goodness, friends, this has been 6 lovers in Florence. I am your friendly neighborhood Shakespeare, and I cry out, Author! 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 There he is! All right. Guys, gals, and non-binary pals, this is your author, Dan Wenzel. Oh, no, I'm not the author. I pinned the wrong... There he is. That is your author, Dan Wenzel. He wrote this. If you'd like a copy of this amazing play, please go to Amazon or wherever else right now, but mostly Amazon. The link is actually in the comments right now. I think it's one of the most recent comments put in there. But please go and buy a copy. Support small authors. And by small, I mean he's really tall, but like, you know, he's no, you know, he's not Stephen King, but who is other than Stephen King? This is just getting weird and awkward. But friends, please go to the link that is in the comments. Go, you see me flashing it up at the bottom of your screen right now. Go and click the link to support Feeding America. Tonight's show is benefiting them, and thus far we last count raised nearly $300 in tonight's production so far. So well done, all of you. Thank you very much for supporting Feeding America. Please tune in to the Zenith Players this Saturday night for Claire or TJ. What's the show? The Persians by Aeschylus. The Persians. But that was a long dramatic pause. Well done. So that's going to be at 8 o'clock, 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock. 7 o'clock. I know time. I know times. It's going to be 7 o'clock over on Zenith, Facebook.com/Zenith Plays, and also on my page, Facebook.com/Shakespeare Approves. It's a wonderful show. Some of the players from tonight might also be in it. And friends, also, if you would be so kind as to get ready to join me on New Year's Eve. Maybe it's much too early in the game. Oh, but I figure I'll ask you just the same. What are you doing on New Year's Eve? I do hope that you will join us for Shakespeare's New Year's Shaken Eve, because I couldn't think of a better title. It's going to be a wonderful show. We're going to do it as a big Zoom party with amazing performances. The Langers Ball, Drunk and Disorderly, Shelley Buttons, Chase Treasure, Lady Prudence, the court composer, Andrew McKee, the Irish Bard, are going to be joining me for New Year's Eve, and I hope you will too. Tickets are going to go on sale on Black Friday, as all good things should. But in the meantime, please donate to Feeding America. Thank you so very much for joining us. On behalf of everyone here, we'd just like to say Black Lives Matter, and also God bless America. We did it. I love you, you love me, there's mutual glorious affection, and we will see you soon in another life. Saturday, I don't know, just at an ice cream parlor. Just, what are you doing still here? Go live your lives. It's Wednesday. All right.